All right, so here we go again. We have a claim of mu not equal to 5,000, alpha, a sigma, and an x bar, and an n. All right, we should be able to do the z-test. We have a big enough n, and we are given sigma. All right, so h naught, h sub a. Okay. They've told us mu not equal to 5,000. Not equals has to be alternative, and that's our claim. Equals would have to be h naught here, the null hypothesis. And again, because it's an equals not equals situation, this is a two-tail. But I have to figure out what the z values are. So again, our z would be x bar minus mu over sigma over the square root of n, or in other words, 5,300 given minus the mu of 5,000 given over sigma 356 over the square root of 47, the n given, all given. This is approximately 5.78, telling me that that's 5.78, that's negative 5.78. All right, so I'm going to have to go and get one of these areas. I'll take this one. And if you plug that in to Excel, you're going to find it tiny. You're going to find 0 point, it's something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 zeros, I believe, and a 4. But that's just really small. So my total area is twice that number, but let's just say it's tiny, okay? It's a really small number. It's, 8 zeros and an 8, but my p, I'm going to say it's tiny, okay? Because there's no way this is going to be. We're going to compare this to 0.08. So that tiny is definitely less than 0.08. This means reject h naught. I have a p that's much less than my alpha. I reject h naught. Now what were we doing here? Remember, the claim was in the alternative. That's a support mode. Okay? I was rejecting h naught in a support mode, bringing me to the alternative. So I reject h naught at the 8% significance level. There is enough evidence to support the claim. So that's what I decide there. Okay, let's take another one. So, nutritionists, so this, we have to pull out the information here. All right, so let's pull it out. Claims the mean tuna consumption is 3.4 pounds. So I'm going to say mu equals 3.4. Sample of 70, sorry. N equals 70 shows the mean. So in that sample, x bar is 3.1. Population standard deviation sigma equals 1.23. Okay, so if, and alpha is 0.1. So if mu is 3.4, and that's the claim, then that has to be h naught, and ha would be mu not equals. So it's actually this one here. If I go ahead and calculate z, you're going to get 3.1 minus 3.4 over 1.23 over the square root of 70, which is about negative 2.04. Okay, now realize this is a two-tail again because we're doing an equals and not equals. And if I find negative 2.04, all right, and if I find this area and then double it, I'm going to skip a few steps here, so you should try that. find the area and double it, you should find that the total area, when you double it, and hence the p-value, is 0.041. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, now we've found 0.041 as our p-value, and we were given an alpha of 0.1. 0.041 is definitely less than 0.1, so that tells me if my p is less than alpha, I should reject h0. Now, where was my claim? My claim was in h0, so that means I'm in a rejection mode. I did reject the null hypothesis, hence rejecting the claim. So there was enough evidence to reject the claim. I reject h0, and there is sufficient evidence to reject the claim. All right, let's do one more. Fast food restaurant estimates mean sodium content. All right, so what have they said? They've said mu is no more than, so meaning that it's less than or equal to 916. That's no more than, less than or equal to. Random sample 35, x bar of 908, sigma 23, alpha 0.1. Okay, let's set up. All right, so mu less than or equal to 916. It has the equal, so it has to be the null. Alternative then would be mu greater than 916. There's your claim. Okay, in these situations, we're going to look to the alternative to tell us what type this is. Since it's mu greater than, this must be a right tail. Okay, so it's a right tail. We're going to see this is a bit tricky of a right tail, but it's still a right tail. All right, so let's get z. All right, that would be 908 minus 916 over 23 over square root of 35, giving us approximately negative 2.06. Okay, here's the thing. It is a z of negative 2.06, but don't be fooled. This is a right tail. So this is all of this. All right? And if you go and figure out this area to the right of negative 2.06, you're going to get about 0.980. So that's your p-value. Your p-value is 0.980. Compare that to 0.1. Well, that's much bigger. Okay? So you are going to fail to reject h0. All right, so we failed to reject h0. So what were we doing? We had the claim in h0, so a rejection mode. So we failed to reject h0, which was the claim, so we do not have enough evidence to reject the claim. So we failed to reject h0. There is not sufficient evidence to reject the claim. Okay, so that was a bit of a weird one because we did a right tail with a negative z-score. Well, think about it. We were trying to say, well, the claim was that mu was less than or equal to 916, and we found in the sample that x bar was 908. It was indeed less than that. So there really wasn't going to be any chance that we were going to reject that. The data the sample showing very much consistency with the null hypothesis there meant that it was really unlikely that we were going to be rejecting h0 there. So it kind of makes sense, and that's why it was such a strange one, though. Okay, So there's another example of a hypothesis test using, in a case where the sigma is known, hence a z-test for the population mean mu.